Evening all, welcome to, well, I guess patch note review, but this is actually going to be a kick and dust. Thought I'd share this with you. Been a few server glitches lately, so I thought that's funny as balls, and just thought I'd bring it to you. So anyway, what we're going to do today is pretty much look at the 1.6 patch notes, which actually look quite good, and we'll go through them. While I'm doing this, in the back you'll see this is the evolution of my ability to use drop ships. So Evo's been training me well, and in this particular case I'm flying it and he's gunning, so enjoy a bit of a switch around. Still not great with it, my fitting is a bit unusual, but weirdly enough 4 shield extenders actually work, so there we go. Anyway, so let's look at the new patch notes. 1.6 I think is coming around the 5th of November, so that's pretty good. I believe that's going to be almost Wednesday next week. And the reality is I think they're not kind of doing any major wholesale changes, it's really just kind of tweaks and polish. So again, probably a good idea. So in terms of what we've got, drop suits, I guess the key one here is increase the scan radius of 10 meters to, oh god, I'm bored already. I don't care really, I don't care if they've changed the scan radius of this or whatever of that, it's just completely pointless to me. I think that's supposed to be a buff to a scout, but I mean honestly I don't think it is. Increase the repair tools rate of repair. Brilliant. Okay, sounds good. Adjusted the heavy drop suit hit points. So, for example, the increased basic and sentinel armor and shield is going to go up from 405 to 480. Oh god, this is boring. And the commando drop suit. Does anybody use commando? Seriously, is there any point? If you do, post in the comments, and then also post why you use it, and also maybe just post something to prove that you're not insane. Vehicles are going to have added stabilization for militia dropships in the control scheme to make the flight easier. Oh god, who cares? I mean, my god. Weapons, reduce the forge. Ooh, yeah, here we go. Reduce the forge gun blast radius. Standard is going from 2.5 to 1.5, advanced from 2.7 to 1.8, prototype from 3 to 1. So basically about a meter's reduction in the forge gun. Nice. I don't really have a problem with the forge gun shooting me as an infantry person that much. It's quite rare, in fact. I have the problem, obviously, with forge guns that they just annihilate any vehicle in the air, any tank on the ground, and you know, one forge gunner can pretty much deny the whole map. A lot of fun. So I hate them with a passion, although annoyingly I am also a forge gunner, so go figure. So I think that's it. That's kind of the changes, as I mentioned right there. The rest is kind of like bugs and polish and chrome and all that nonsense. And I think really, again, you know, there's not too many, you know, big kind of problems. Fixing a few bugs, which obviously were pretty cool. But in essence, that's your lot. So for some reason, I thought there was going to be vehicle ammo. For some reason, I thought there was going to be this and that and that and this. And I think, you know, I'm not too sure what the plan is, but I think at the end of the day, you know, it's probably a good thing they're doing these incremental patches, because again, you know, whenever they do too much, things get broken, things stop working, and I think it just people get annoyed at the whole process. So again, probably in hindsight, I would say it's not a bad thing. So let's think about maybe the wider game as it stands at the moment. I think again, Dust is feeling pretty good. We're having some incredible battles lately, and it's fascinating really, because I think there is something quite good about the game certainly coming through. I think there's a lot of good players certainly playing it again. I think GTA and other games have kind of waned a little bit, so I think people are, you know, coming back to the game that they've kind of invested certainly more time and effort into, which Dust certainly is. So I think, although I did have a real blast playing GTA today myself, I think, you know, there is still something very drawing from, I don't know, from, you know, playing Dust that you don't really get from anything else. So I don't know, go figure. It's a fascinating thing. I think also around sort of, you know, the simple premises is that a lot of stuff is about to happen. So it feels almost a little bit like this is a lull before the storm. So for example, the PlayStation 4 is about to release, and I think there's also quite an interesting kind of you know, amount of information coming around us around that. I think also when you look at the kind of titles that are going to be released with it as well, it looks quite cool. Although PlanetSide 2 I think is already looking a bit shaky, because I didn't know this, but apparently there are less people playing PlanetSide 2 than there are playing Dust at the moment. Now I don't know how we quantify that. I think Eddie Rio told me that, but I think it was just generally of the fact that at the moment there has been a bit of a kind of evacuation of PlanetSide 2 by the player base. Couldn't tell you any more than that. If you know more than that, post in the comments. I'm only posting a little bit of hearsay here, but certainly from what I hear, and certainly from what I saw, certainly when I last had a game of it, it did seem that there weren't too many people playing it. So, you know, that's interesting because obviously that's a key title for PlayStation 4. It's a funny one. I can't imagine anything more kind of depressing than playing PlanetSide 4, PlanetSide 2 on the PlayStation 4. Is just, to me, I mean, PlanetSide 2 is a great game, but oh my god, it gets samey. And yet, weirdly enough, Dust should also get samey, but I don't think it does because you have that. You're actually fighting a much better shooter because you know you have this real passion to want to kill people, and I really do think that is, you know, that is quite unique to Dust. I think, you know, I almost can attribute it to something like a Call of Duty style game where, you know, the satisfaction of the combat is actually what brings you back, not the scale and scope of the spectacle. And I think that's certainly what PlanetSide 2 didn't have because the combat was awful in that. Although I'm not trolling it, you know, oh, sucks to be that guy. Look at that, that guy didn't make it. Sorry, bro. But I hope you're appreciating me using the dropship actually as a dropship. I hope this is winning me some brownie points in terms of my ability to actually do things in this game, because I've got to admit I loved playing this role as a dropship pilot, you know, really dropping the squad in, and oh, it just felt so good. So, you know, this to me is absolutely everything you love about the game. Plus Evo's an absolutely brilliant gunner, as you can see. He's nailing people quite well. So anyway, I think as it stands, I think there's going to be quite an interesting next few months. For example, Battlefield 4 comes out in probably about 11 hours, no, 23 hours from now, which is going to be quite a big deal. I mean, I'm certainly going to play it. I am going to do videos of it as well, but I think, you know, I don't know. It may suck. I did like the beta. I thought it was very good, but my issue with the beta was it was just such a weird Call of Duty style game where nothing really mattered, and I kind of didn't like that. There was no challenge. You know, at the end of the day, you know, your KD ratio meant nothing. Unlocking gear was, I guess, quite interesting, but the reality was it was pretty dull. There was no, you know, intrigue. There was no kind of, you know, corporation rivalry, no alliances. You know, a lot of things were kind of absent. Plus, the big one for me was there's no economy, so there was no kind of secondary marker that meant, you know, the severity of losing or winning. So you could throw away 100 suits, and in the end, it wouldn't really matter, you know, lives or whatever you want to call them. So, just bothered me a little bit, that did. But at the end of the day, that's unfortunately, I think, the way that game is designed. It does feel a little bit COD-like. I think, from my point of view, it felt well, incredibly COD-like. So, you know, to me, I was thinking, well, where's the tactics? You've got all these vehicles, you've got all of this scape, landscapes, etc. Where's the game? You know, and I was a little bit disappointed. But again, this is just from the beta. I'm not going to shit talk it just yet. I think Dust is coming on really well. There is definitely a lovely feeling about Dust, and this particular level was just prime example of that. Look at that. As I kind of sat down trying to pick up our people, look at that. Somebody tried to kill us. Beautiful. To me, that is one of the moments of the game right there. You know, I just thought that was absolutely astonishing stuff. So what do? We actually go and hunt him down. Now this is why I love dropships. Look at this. And if I could just get people to want to gun, and in fact, that's a good point. If you were quite happy just to gun in my dropship, you know, you don't have to kind of kill lots. I really wish people would come and gun in my dropship. I know that sounds so sad, doesn't it? But I really do like it when people want to dropship. So here we go. We land again. We pick up the crew, and we take them to the next point. So, you know, absolutely brilliant stuff. Loving using dropships, and we've actually got 2 in the field now as well. So there we go. I think, you know, it's a funny one, really. I think there's going to be quite a lot of movement towards Christmas now, and I think certainly we're going to start doing a lot more of the kind of community-based stuff that we should have been doing probably from a long time ago, which is, you know, if you have an interest, if you're recording Dust, if you're recording, you know, humorous things that happen, and maybe even you have a channel and you want to start doing, you know, your own YouTube stuff, then that's perfectly cool. We'd love to help you do that, and so keep tuned to the channel, because very, very soon indeed we will have a video up that will, oh god, this is where it all went wrong, look at that. Oh, such a shame. Anyway, so as I say, very soon we'll have a video up that will tell you what you need to do. There'll be a web link. You go to that web link. You obviously have to take the footage, edit it into a very quick kind of video, put it online, and then what we'll do is you let us know the link, and then we build a video around that with the top 5 or whatever it may be. And as part of that process, obviously, if you want to come on to TeamSpeak and talk us through it, that'd be awesome. But anyway, this will be coming very soon. Expect this probably the next few days. You'll see something around this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.